All right, today we're here with.
Danny Sheehan.
So, what made you want to get into the UFO field?
I represent Lou Elizondo. I'm his attorney.
Really?
Yeah, right. And I was also the legal counsel for the Disclosure Project for 20
Really?
years, right? And also the legal counsel for the citizens' hearings, public hearings on disclosure. So I've been at this for like 30 years.
So, those are some of your top clients, or have you represented anybody else?
Dr. John Mack at Harvard, when they called him up in front of a major faculty committee because he wrote a book about UFOs. I did that too. I also represented the New York Times in the Pentagon Papers case back in 1971, and I did the case in the United States Supreme Court that established the right of journalists to protect their confidential news sources. So I do stuff like that.
So, do you enjoy it, or do you literally just do it for a job?
Oh no, I enjoy it. I only do things that I want to do. I don't have to do it for a job. So besides, it doesn't pay much, right? But this is the most important subject, imaginable, as you probably know. So I mean, the whole process now that it's been publicly acknowledged that UFOs are real and that they're not ours, and they're not Russian, and they're not Chinese. I mean, it's clear that we're now on the brink of actually coming forward with disclosing what it is that's known about this, and that there's almost certainly an extraterrestrial civilization, and that we're going to have to get our people prepared to shift their way of thinking about this. So this is very, very important. These kind of gatherings.
So, have you ever seen a UFO, or is this just a?
I've never seen one. I just know that I've read most everything about it, done all kinds of legal research about it. I've met with Defense Department people and lots of witnesses and stuff. So I think it's very logical based on the evidence. If I were having to present this to a jury, uh, we could absolutely verify beyond any reasonable doubt that these UFOs are real, and that they're not Russian and they're not ours and they're not Chinese, and that the high likelihood is that they're from an extraterrestrial civilization. We could do that in a court of law.
So, how did you get into law, or which law school did you go to?
Went to Harvard Law School, went to Harvard College, Harvard Law School, and Harvard Divinity School. And I first got involved in this when I was legal counsel at the United States Jesuit headquarters in Washington, D.C. And I was in their National Social Ministry Office and their Public Policy Office. And I got contacted by the Congressional Research Service at the request of President Carter to work with them on a top secret report to President Carter
The
about the
President
UFOs.
Carter.
Yes, yeah, that's how I got involved in 1977.
So, what tips do you have for anyone who wants to become a lawyer or get into this field like you?
Well, we're in the process now of talking with one or more universities to try to set up a course of study about all this. That there's a California Institute for Human Science that is talking about standing up an exo studies department there. That would be an extraordinarily important thing to do. We're going to be setting up a 501c3 public interest organization in Los Angeles to gather all the information together from all the different organizations and monitor what's being done by this new committee, this new office that's being set up by Congress. Congress has just ordered on December 31st of last year, commanded that a new office be set up and that all of the military services turn over their information to this office so that they can bring it to the United States Senate Intelligence Committee. So all of this process is going on right now. So we're going to be setting up a 501c3 office to monitor what they're doing, make sure they do it. If they don't do it, then we do it as citizens, at the same time. That's how you put pressure on the people. We did the case that filed the major federal civil criminal racketeering charges against the off-the-shelf enterprise of Oliver North and that whole crowd, which actually forced the appointment of a special prosecutor. And that's what brought it to Congress having to start holding public hearings about that. So that's the kind of thing that we'll be doing. We organize our citizens together to put pressure on our elected representatives to do what they're supposed to do, not lie to us and hide things from us and engage in covert operations, and then punish regular American citizens who try to actually get the truth about what's going on. So that's what our 501c3 is going to be, like a UFO 501c3. The 501c3 is the section of the Internal Revenue Code that is a charitable organization. It's a public education organization like a university, or a public education like a library. That's what we'll do. So it's tax deductible and tax exempt. So people can give contributions to it and take a tax deduction for it, and we actually represent the citizens ourselves. That's what we're getting ready to do.